Welcome back to the Jeep Slopestyle course. It's what we've all been waiting for, the men's snowboard Slopestyle final here on day 4 at X Games Aspen. Brandon Graham alongside Craig McMorris, and Craig, little brother Mark, doing right for the family, qualifying first overall for the final.
Mark McMorris is performing like he has a chip on his shoulder. He came out swinging in the qualifiers, and this was the big reason. Backside triple cork 1440. That's what got him the top spot. So he will be dropping last in our final. But it's a blank sheet. Anything can happen.
Mark, of course, very decorated in this event. He's got 2 golds and 3 silvers. He has to be considered the favorite. But you look at this stacked field, Craig, it's going to be a tough road for Mark McMorris.
You got to wonder, is it going to be Mr. Torstein Hordmo's turn? He has never earned a medal in any slopestyle event here at the X Games in Aspen.
Again, Brandon Graham alongside Craig McMorris here in the booth. The third member of our team, Alyssa Ronick, out on the course. We'll be with you all day long. And Craig, we've been waiting for this final all weekend. The heaviest of the heavies out here. And we begin with Nick Baden, who will actually be dropping in. There we see the top-ranked qualifier, but Nick Baden is replacing Petu Piroinen, who's out with a back injury, so the X Games rookie will be making his debut here in the finals, just qualifying, wasn't going to qualify out of eliminations, but because Petu's injury, Baden is in there.
Nick Baden, this will be a very interesting test. Only 17 years old. This is a big final to be in. There's a lot of heavy hitters.
We talk a lot about making your X Games debut. We talk a lot about being 17 years old, but oh, by the way, you get to drop in first here on Final Sunday. No pressure, Nick, as he drops in for run number 1.
Starting things off, cab 1 in, frontside 270ing into that east wall feature. Notice the sun is hitting the course now, softening up. People are going to be chucking. This is the third of 3 rail features. A little nose grab to lip slide from the 17-year-old. As you said before, Brandon, there's a lot of pressure going first. You're the one who is setting the tone. You will most likely be getting a benchmark score, somewhere where the judges can really put you.
So here he is on the final jump attempt. And Nick Baden, welcome to the finals.
That is definitely a throwaway run for Nick Baden. Only a backside 180 off the last one. A little bit of hand touches, sketches on the jump, so he's going to toss that one away, but that's okay, Brando. First run of 3, best run counts.
That is the finals format. We've got 8 riders. They get 3 cracks at this Jeep Slopestyle course. The best run counts. So Baden's score coming in at a 32.33. So as you said, not what he was looking for, but can certainly clean things up there on attempt number 1. Dropping in now, Emil Usletten, making his second X Games appearance.
Emil Usletten is one of those Norwegian Vikings. The country of Norway has 5 million citizens. 3 of them are in the slopestyle final. They're very well represented, as is Canada, as is America. The slopestyle power countries are here to play. But Emil Usletten, watch for a double rodeo off the last jump. Double frontside rodeo. I've seen him do it, and it is a thing of beauty. He just needs to get there. Coming into that rail garden, third of 3 rail features. One slide, same way out. Emil is a regular footed rider, so that would be a switch backside 1080. Whoa. Loses the lid, pops the top. Switch backside 1080, cap 12 hangs. Oh. He's gonna have to miss that one.
So unable, as you see, loses the lid. Doesn't hit the money booter at the end, rightfully so. Again, each of these riders getting 3 runs here, so you can afford to throw a couple away. But what goes wrong here, Craig?
Well, switch backside 1080 double cork, grab in, switch nose. That's a very tough thing. But when your helmet's flying off, that's even tougher. I'm amazed that he still hit the second jump, going for that cap 12. Unfortunately, under-rotating it. I love the way he grabs switch mute and put some style on it.
Well, although this is Emil's second X Games appearance, this is his first finals appearance. He did not qualify last year. His score coming in at a 35.33. The tennis season gets off to a sizzling start down under. The best of the best face off on the other side of the planet. Which side are you on? Proud of round of 16 coverage of the Australian Open continues tonight at 9 Eastern on ESPN2. So we're 2 riders in here on our final. And as we take another look, this is a beautiful shot of the Jeep Slopestyle course. And you alluded to something at the top, which was the sun coming out. And I think for some fans at home, they don't understand just how vital that is for the vision of these riders, particularly on the Slopestyle course.
When you're on that Slopestyle course, throwing 1260s, 1080s, double corks around, and you can't differentiate the sky from the snow, you're going to have a bad time. But this sun is hitting the course, softening it up, and these riders are going to get into one.
It should be noted also, as Sven Thorgren gets ready to drop in, that this is a unique course. We haven't seen something like this in quite some time. Only 3 jumps as opposed to the traditional 4 that you see in Slopestyle.
And also a couple wall rides off the top. We got the east wall into the west wall, and then this rail garden feature here. One thing to note, no Swedish male athlete has ever earned a medal at the Winter X Games. Sven Thorgren could be the first. Holy licorice! Gap 12, roast beef tail grab into a frontside 10-8 double cork to the moon, hangs onto it. Well, he's got him a money booter. Backside 1440, that's our first full pull.
Perfect run from Sven Thorgren, putting it down on attempt number 1. The Swedish Olympian, he made his X Games debut last year. And oh, by the way, another guy making his X Games finals debut. So that's 3 consecutive riders. It's their first time here riding on Sunday.
Sven Thorgren swings for the fences on that first pitch or that first run here, and he gets a home run. Here's that cap 1260, roast beef, switch tail. Never seen that one before. And this frontside 1080 double cork goes way down the landing, but here's that backside 1440. 4 full rotations. That is dizzying.
And remember, Thorgren just missed out on the podium at the 2014 Winter Olympics. 4th place, so we know what he's got, and it's enough to really make some noise with this lineup. So we'll see what run number 1 gives him. A 92! The bar has been set by Sven Thorgren. He is in first place. We still have a lot of heavy hitters, as you see there, to ride. But Thorgren, make no mistake, made his presence felt right away.
3 riders through, and we're already sitting in the 90s. What is going to go on today? I'm excited.
So there we see Sage Kotzenberg. Speaking of Olympics, he is the Olympic gold medalist in the inaugural Slopestyle event. And we'll see what Sage has in store. So fun to watch him on that world stage. We've obviously seen him here at X Games over the years, one of the most progressive riders out there. And his style has really been rewarded lately as the judging of contests has somewhat shifted.
You said it better than anybody else, Brando. Got rewarded very heavily, has that Olympic gold. The thing I like about Sage Kotzenberg is I'm sitting up here and I have absolutely no idea what he is going to do on this.
And watch, we're going to get his entire run via live GoPro angles. How sick is this?
Little hand drag to wall ride off the top, not switching it up from the qualifiers. He told our Alyssa Ronick he was going to. I'm not calling him a liar.
That was Craig McMorris, not Brandon Graham. By the way, Sage, when you watch this again. But again, Sage takes some of the most creative lines on this course.
Carving around that second rail feature, doing a hand plant. But take a look at this frontside 1080. Off the toes, grabbing nose and tail. I feel like I'm right there, Brando.
It's a roller coaster ride.
Backside 1260 off the heels. Never seen that in a Slopestyle competition. And in that cab 12. Just a dirty Japan grab on that. And let's take another look at that.
Oh my goodness. Getting that behind the scenes look at that GoPro angle. Sage Kotzenberg on run number 1. Making noise, and the fans, make no mistake, they love him here at Buttermilk Mountain.
Sage Kotzenberg, always a fan favorite, but we saw that backside 1260 off the heels in the big air. I didn't think he was going to have enough time to bring it around here at the Slopestyle course, but he does just that. There's that frontside 1080, nose grab to tail grab, but here's where he takes off his heels and spins backside. I'm going to go ahead and call that alley-oop back 12. in the slopestyle course. I just made up a term, put it in the dictionary.
That ain't no middle of the mall trick for Sage Kotzenberg, the Park City native. He does have 1 silver medal in this event, but again, never won gold here. Obviously a gold at the Olympics, which is nice, but he wants a top spot here at Buttermilk in the worst way.
The field out here is so incredible.
So his run 1 score comes in at an 83.33. So despite the creative riding, it does only put him into the 2nd spot, but still plenty of snowboarding to come here in this slopestyle final, including our gold medalist from 2 years ago, Mark McMorris, trying to get a 3rd.
I think he's going for it. Oh, that's impact vicious, and he almost had it.
Until dawn, oh, they broke out the sun. Heart of wire beating, still there we come. Time marches on.
Every time he gets on his sled, it's so exciting.
Unbelievable.
Welcome back to the men's snowboard slopestyle final. We're halfway through round 1, and it's Sven Thorgren who put down the 92 to take the early lead, but we just saw Sage Kotzenberg really put it down with a live GoPro angle. It earned him an 83.33, and where else are you going to see a camera shot like that? And Sage was also nice enough to give us a tour of this Jeep slopestyle course. Let's check out the GoPro course spotlight.
What's up, everyone? I'm Sage Kotzenberg. We're here at X Games Slopestyle course, and we're about to go through the course for a little course preview. Let's do this, baby.
I'm glad that Sage is doing this because I don't know of any other rider in this field that takes a more creative look at this course.
The way he carves around that 2nd rail feature, or the west wall as we call it, doing a little bit of a hand plant. Struggled with that in his first run. A little gap to front board on the rail garden. I like the beat here. I don't know if you can see me, but I'm dancing.
Yeah, I can see it, unfortunately. But Sage is giving us a nice look at this course, and as we said off the top, a unique one with only 3 hits, as Sage is giving us a look at each of these 3 jumps.
3 jumps means more landed runs. A little bit more excitement, maybe.
So here is Sage giving us a live action view of the money booter, and that's traditionally where the cash and the gold medals are made. So a big thanks.
That's the course. Hope you guys liked it. I'll see you on the slopes. Peace.
So a big thanks to Sage Kotzenberg. There you see a good look at the Jeep slopestyle course. We're halfway through.
What's up, everyone? I'm Sage Kotzenberg. We're here at X Games Slopestyle course, and we're about to go through the course for a little course preview. Let's do this, baby.
I'm glad that Sage is doing this because I don't know of any other rider in this field that takes a more creative look at this course.
The way he carves around that second rail feature, or the west wall as we call it, doing a little bit of a hand plant. Struggled with that in his first run. Little gap to front board on the rail garden. I like the beat here. I don't know if you can see me, but I'm dancing.
Yeah, I can see it, unfortunately. But Sage is giving us a nice look at this course, and as we said off the top, a unique one with only 3 hits, as Sage is giving us a look at each of these 3 jumps.
3 jumps means more landed runs. A little bit more excitement, maybe.
So here is Sage giving us a live action view of the money booter, and that's traditionally where the cash and the gold medals are made. So a big thanks.
That's the course. Hope you guys liked it. See you on the slopes. Peace.
So a big thanks to Sage Kotzenberg. There you see a good look at the Jeep Slopestyle course. We're halfway through round number 1. Remember, each of these 8 riders getting 3 attempts. The best score counts. And now dropping in part of that Canadian super team, Sebastian Toutant.
Sebastian Toutant is no stranger to gold in the slopestyle event here at X Games. Another member of that Canadian Air Force. Cat 2 brings it back, though. He's a goofy-footed rider. So that was a switch frontside 270 on, brings it back. Very difficult into a front blunt 270 out and big backside 270 on that rail garden. Coming off the end, great rails from Sebastian Toutant, but we expected nothing less. Starting things off, frontside 1080 double cork, 2 flips full, 3 full rotations into a double backside rodeo 1080. Whoa! If you risk it, you will be rewarded. Sebastian Toutant living by those words, going for one off that second jump or the down payment.
Toutant, not the run he was looking for, but if he lands that, Craig, oh me, oh my, what goes wrong here?
He goes up. So this is 2 backflips, 3 full rotations, and he switches the grab up on that last one, just over-rotating a little bit. You are so blind coming out of that trick. It is something else.
Too creative for his own good, a 33.33, so that will put him in 4th place as attempts number 1 roll on. And up next, one of the best to ever do it, Torstein Horgmo. He's got 0 podium finishes in his 8 appearances here, but routinely qualifies first overall. What gives, Craig McMorris?
Torstein Horgmo has 1 gear, 110%, 125% of the time. Switchback 3 into cab 1 on the wall ride. By far the most difficult trick we've seen, and then he hits the closeout. No other snowboarder has hit that rail in prelims or finals. Back 2 in, 2 out on the rail garden. Coming off a touch early. Gonna have to forget about that. Switch frontside double cork 1080, grabbing Mellon. He's a regular footed snowboarder, so he's riding switch right now into a switch backside 1260 over that middle jump. Do we have a full pull from Mr. Horgmo? Frontside 1080 double cork and just gets a little bit too inverted on that last one. Very unfortunate for Torstein Horgmo on the money booter.
So let's take a look. Horgmo starting off strong, showing you why he's one of the most prolific on the planet.
Switchback 3 into that butter box. The board control that Torstein Horgmo shows is incredible. And here's that frontside 1080 double cork. Just gets a little bit too upside down, landing on the heels, washing out. That's okay. 3 runs, best run counts. Torstein's going to have 2 more cracks at this thing.
So Horgmo's score coming in at a 44.66. Good enough for 3rd, but again, it's still very early. We've got a couple riders left to put in their first attempts, including that young man right there, Ståle Sandbæk.
Get him, buddy.
So he's a double bronze medalist here last year in big air and slope style. He qualified 2nd overall. For a better look on how he get here, let's look at his jump from the guys from Sports Science.
Sandbæk approaches the money booter at nearly 30 miles per hour. And to generate initial spin, Sandbæk launches at a 40-degree angle. This allows him to hit a peak rotational velocity of about 620 degrees per second. That's 15% faster than the angular speed of a typical LeBron James spin move. And even more impressive than Sandbek's flight was his landing. Coming off his 2.3-second flight, he hits the ground with an impact of more than half a ton of force. That's more than taking a punch from a super heavyweight Olympic boxer. Ståle Sandbek's triple cork flight clears about 80 feet. That means he travels more than the distance between an NBA hoop and the three-point line every flip. For ESPN Sports Science, I'm John Brinkus.
Well, Craig, I think you and I have proven over the weekend neither of us are math majors. I certainly have never taken a physics class, but the way John Brinkus breaks it down on Ståle Sandbek, it was a beautiful thing to watch. I have no idea how he does it. But
that's just a lot of science. That's just science and math and physics put together. That's a thing of beauty. I'm amazed at how clean that Norwegian Viking stomps that backside triple cork, 1440. And guess what? We're probably going to see him do that and a little bit more today. This is the finals. Run 1 of 3 for Mr. Ståle Sandbek of Norway. Goofy-footed rider, back one in to that down bar. That's the first time we've seen a back one into that down bar. Little switch lip 270 out. A little overlip 270 from Mr. Ståle Sandbek approaching this first jump switch stance. Cab 1260, 3.5 full rotations into this front side. 1440 off the middle jump. Uno, dos, tres. Ståle Sandbek.
that is what we call stomping it, Craig.
That was, according to Sports Science, he just took a punch from Muhammad Ali on the last one. That's a lot of force coming down.
Has been riding so well this weekend. Some of the best riding we saw during eliminations a couple days. But let's take a look at his first two jumps.
Cab 1260. One thing to note, this is the exact same run as he did in Sochi for that silver medal. Will it be enough for gold here at the X Games? But that front side 1440 over the middle jump, that was a thing of beauty. And this backside triple cork 1440. I love the way he grabs Indy and puts some Ståle Sandbek signature style on that. Alliterations.
So Ståle Sandbek, he's a man on a mission. We talked about him being Mr. Double Bronze last year in both big air and slopestyle. I don't think he wants third place in this run. A 95, Craig McMorris, Ståle Sandbek has taken over first place.
And you can't expect nothing less. He's on one today, and that's just the first run of 3.
Wow, so Sandbek taking over the top spot, making his presence felt right away. But there we see Mark McMorris. He is looking for not his first gold of the weekend, but his second after posting the top spot in big air.
Mark McMorris is riding like a demon child. Backside 1440 to the moon. And then the frontside triple cork 1440. That's never been done in X Games big air. Oh yeah, what about a backside triple cork 1620? That is just dizzying.
He's a rock star really everywhere he goes, but especially on this stage here in Aspen where the fans just love him. And a look at the men's snowboarding double gold winners over the years. Some heavy names, beginning with, of course, Ross Powers. And there you see Sean White's done it a few times. And there's your brother, Mark McMorris. He's done it before, and he looks posed to do it again, although Sandbek posting that first killer score of 95. Mark McMorris, what do you got?
Mark McMorris is a regular footed rider. When you see that right foot forward, that means he's riding switch. Look for switch backside cab on the first two jumps.
This is his 6th X Games appearance. He does have 2 gold medals in this event in his career.
Overlip backside 270 performed perfectly. Mark McMorris stepping up the rail game from the prelims. Is he going to step up the jumps? Switch backside 1260 on the deposit, hanging on to it. Frontside double cork 1080, 2 flips, 3 full rotations. This is where Mark McMorris has made his name.
The money booter.
Backside triple cork 1440, losing it a little bit. Unfortunate for Mark McMorris, but Brando, I'm not going to lie to you. Even if he landed that, there is no way he would have touched Sandbek's 95.
Interesting. Let's look at the money booter. What goes wrong here, Craig?
Just doesn't get enough mustard on this one. Backside 1440, triple cork, landing on his heels. You want to land on the base of your snowboard or your toe edge. Mark McMorris needs to put a little bit more oomph into it.
So Mark McMorris will await his score. Of course, not the run he was looking for. Coming in at a 51, but we know what Mark's capable of. He can certainly clean that up. He is our top-ranked qualifier. He has a guy who has won gold here before. But for more, we head over to Jamie Little with Adaptive Snowcross.
Already got a gold medal, so maybe there's a little less pressure on him.
Motocross champion and hero to many of us in this community, Doug Henry. And Doug, you were just shredding there in practice, but you had a get off. Are you okay, and what happened?
Yeah, I had a little get.
Men's snowboard slopestyle final, and Craig, all these big names we talked about: Mark McMorris, C.H. Kotzenberg, Torstein, Sebastian Toutant, and it's Ståle Sandbeck making his presence felt in run number 1.
Let's take a look at what put him on top of the leaderboard. Tech rails, cap 1260 double cork, front 14 over the middle jump, and then that backside triple cork 1440 over the money booter. Ståle Sandbeck, the Viking, throws up the fist. Got to be happy with that.
Part of that Norwegian super team. Dropping in next, though, Nick Baden here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. Nick is an X Games rookie, an alternate, got in because of a last-second injury to Piroinen. And the stage is set for run number 2. Again, each of these 8 riders getting 3 attempts. We count the best score here in the final.
Nick Baden getting creative on that east wall ride. 180 in, 272 the wall. Using that feature very creatively. I like that little gap nose grab to lip slide. Not the most technical trick, but a good setup thing. Into the backside, 1080 double cork with the tail grab. That was very, very fresh. Nick Baden going much further than anticipated. Frontside 1080 double cork, almost brought it around to 1260. And really steezy front 3 off that last knuckle. I enjoyed watching that.
Join us on NFL Countdown as we get you ready for the 2015 Pro Bowl, where the best players in the league go head-to-head. We break down the team, Irvin and Team Carter battling it out for bragging rights. And also remember, the Pro Bowl is played on the site of the Super Bowl and will feature inside access to the locker rooms and wired sound of multiple players. 2015 Pro Bowl presented by McDonald's tonight at 8 Eastern on ESPN. So Baden's second run, very similar to his first, not able to get that hit in on the money booter. So we'll have to see what he's got on his third and final. Dropping in now, another one of those Norwegians, Emil Ulsletten, who's making just his second X Games appearance.
Ulsletten unfortunately going down on the rails in his first run, so we didn't get to see that patented double todio from Mr. Ulsletten off that money booter. Hopefully he can make a full pull and bring that thing out. One of the craziest looking tricks in all of slopestyle snowboarding. Backside 270 into that first down bar. Remember, he is a regular footed rider, so that was switchback 2 into cab 2. Little switch board slide, same way out. Look for a switch backside 1080 nose grab. Bolts. Cat 1260, we saw him fall on that one in the first run. Coming into the money booter here. There it is. Frontside 1440 off the toes. Just ran out of real estate.
Unable to stomp it, there was Ulsletten. And if you've been watching, you're seeing now the sun is out in full force, completely changing the vision and improving for the riders. But let's take another look at the jump section.
So technical. Switch backside, double cork 1080. Grabbing nose, hitting 2 jump switch. Here's that cap 12 he went down on. Grabs mute, makes it look too good. And here's that money booter shot off the toes. Frontside 1440, 4 full rotations, taking off your toes, keeping it pretty flat, which is very, very hard to do. But the reason he goes down, well, he's at the bottom of the landing. You're supposed to be up there, big guy.
A little too far down the hill, and it's a 47.33. Better than his first, jumping him up into fifth, but still a throwaway. He'll have to make good on his third and final run. And now dropping in, currently in silver medal position, posted a 92 on his first score, Sven Thorgren.
Sven Thorgren, a goofy-footed rider. The thing I like about Sven is that cab 12 off the deposit or the first jump. Grabs roast beef and switch tail, something I've never seen before. And I think I've seen a lot, Brando.
You've been around, my friend.
Here's that cap 1260 I was just talking about. Roast beef, switch tail, something fresh. You know, that front side. Oh, going for a Stale Sandbeck. Front side 1440 over the middle jump. Risk reward.
So that second jump is giving these riders fits here on run number 2.
A lot of them trying some very, very aggressive maneuvers over that second jump. Not putting them down just yet, but this is just run 2 of 3. Let's take a look at where Sven Thorgren went wrong. Trying to go for that 1440, add another 360, a full rotation onto the last 1080 he did.
And there we see Sage Kotzenberg in search of his first gold medal here at X, but of course he is our defending gold medalist from the Winter Olympics. And you take a look at this, the 2014 Sochi gold medalist without X Games gold.
Sage Kotzenberg, the only athlete left in that field to gain a gold.
Sage, you are our final hope. He sits in third right now in that bronze medal position. Very stylish first attempt, only an 83.3. I say only, but we know what he's capable of, and I think he's got something up his sleeve.
Starting off a little cab 1 into that first wall ride. I like the way he drags his hand into the wall ride, something fresh. Then carving around the second rail feature. Don't get me wrong, I love to see that. That's something fresh. Not the most difficult thing in the world, though. It's going to be interesting to see where the judges put that. But there's that cab 2 bring back. I like that a lot. That's much more difficult on the rail garden feature. Frontside 1260 off the toes. We have not seen that from Sage Kotzenberg. Into that cab 1260. Look for something backside on the money booter. Oh my good word. I didn't think he was ever going to come down from that.
How's the air up there, Sage?
Off the heels, backside 1260. I think he went 600 feet.
And I love the great views we get from that GoPro angle following Sage. And he was putting one together. Hopefully we get another look at just what went wrong there on the money booter.
So let me break this thing down. He is spinning backside, so he's turning his back towards the jump, but he takes off on his heels. Never seen that before in a slopestyle run. That's one for the history books. Unfortunately, he lets go of his grab, but it's so hard to hang on to that grab. The thing about this final jump that Sage went down on is just look at how far he goes down. It's 75 feet to the knuckle. He probably flies 20, 30 feet past that knuckle.
Flying like a superhero, but unable to stick the landing is Sage Kotzenberg as his run 2 score comes in, a 42.66. So he'll hold on to his first score of 83.33, staying in third, but they're all chasing Stale Sandbeck, who's our current leader. More from the Snowboard Slopestyle Final when we come back.
Started getting chill. Barking like it's hot. Barking.
I have been blown away by all this stuff going on in the mountain here this weekend. The stuff on the mountain beyond crazy, but the music, the concert series, so cool. Snoop, Thursday night, rocked the house, and I think Caitlin Farrington pretty much wrapped it up and summed it up with one simple tweet. Best night ever. So most of the action at X Games happens actually out on the mountain. 19 medals will be handed out there. In one in here, the Major League Gaming tent. Literally hundreds of thousands of fans are playing against these guys online as we speak. And then we have two gentlemen going for a gold medal. It's LDLC versus, and I love this name, Ninjas in Pajamas. And how seriously do they take this? We actually have to get out of here right now because our light is distracting them. So while they get ready for the gold, you get ready to watch this gold. It is Lindsay Jacob Ellis going for a crazy 9th gold in Women's Border X. Take it away.
Gotta go.
Well, these riders out here today absolutely making a mockery of this course, crushing it, particularly in the jump section, seeing some legendary performance from the ladies' side a little earlier today, and we're seeing it big time with Ståle Sandbæk and the boys here in the snowboard slopestyle final, where Sandbæk still in the lead as we're in the middle of run 2.
Ståle Sandbæk came correct on that first run. That's going to be tough to beat.
The fans out here in droves at Buttermilk Mountain. It's been record crowds for the first 3 days. Wouldn't expect anything less here on the 4th and final day of X Games Aspen. But dropping in a guy no stranger to gold medals in this event, making his 6th X Games appearance. He's got 2 golds, Sebastian Toutant.
Seb Toots is also competing in the X Games Real Snow event, filming on rails and compiling those shots into a minute 30 video, so you know he is tech on rails, showing that there. Cat 2 bring back, front blunt same way, and a beefy backside 270 on that rail garden, setting up for the first of 3. This is the deposit. Frontside 1080 double cord from Sebastian Toutant.
Money in the bank, but here's the down payment.
Here's where he fell in the first run, backside, double backside rodeo 1080.
And now the money booter.
Backside 1440, triple cork to the bottom.
Massive run for Sebastian Toutant.
Shots fired, Sebastian Toutant.
There's a reason why he's one of the best in this field. There's a reason why he's part of the Olympic team for the Canadians, because it's runs like that.
Sebastian Toutant pulls it out. Double backside rodeo 1080, switching up the grabs, stomp. Coming into the money booter. Pretty sure he leaves the atmosphere here. Pops so hard off that takeoff. 4 full rotations, 3 little dips there, and puts it down on the binders.
And Craig, this is one of the most consistent guys out here, so when you combine that with what he brings to the table from a trick perspective, that's dynamite.
He has every ingredient for a recipe for success.
And what were other athletes in the athletes' lounge thinking when they saw this? For Sebastian Toutant.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I think they had the same reaction as we did. An 87.33 for Toutant. Come on down from 8th to podium position in 3rd place, bumping out Sage Kotzenberg.
Brando, I don't know if I agree with that score. I'm not going to lie to you.
You thought it should have been higher.
That was some never-before-seen double backside rodeo 1080 in the middle of your run.
An NBD, a never been done right then and there. Well, dropping in now, Torstein Horde trying to best a 44.66 from run number 1.
By far the most technical rail rider on those top 2 sections. Switchback 3 into wall ride, and then he hits 50-50 front 3 out of that closeout bar, and back 2 out on the rail garden. Performed to perfection. Cap 1080 double cork. You know he's setting up for something switch backside. Switch backside 12 puts it down with that gangster Torstein style we've all grown accustomed to. Frontside 1080 double cork, and that's where he went down on his first run as well. Put a little bit too much air under that one.
Craig, it's crazy. This guy has had so much success in his career, but never getting on the platform here. You ride with this guy Why no success on a medal perspective for Torstein?
Just unlucky. He is such a talented snowboarder. He can do every single trick in the world. He's invented many tricks. But something about final Sunday, going a little too deep on the money booter on that frontside 1080. We know he's got triples. We'll see if he's going to bring them out for that third run.
So a 49.33, a hair better than what he had before, but not much change as he stays there in 6th place.
How much time?
And there is our current leader. For an inside look, let's look a little closer at Ståle Sandberg. Ståle Sandberg! What a run!
2014 was definitely the year of my life so far. Got some really good contest results, the Olympics and X Games, 2 medals. So a pretty big year for me.
Proper! Sandberg is on the podium.
We pretty much have to do the same tricks in the slopestyle course as the big air, you know. We just gotta combine them with more tricks and rails.
Gotta add some flavor. Don't forget about the style.
Style is individual, changing up grabs, you know, not doing what everybody else does. Make a hard trick look easy.
Ståle, 1, 2, 3. Oh! Wow!
We're at the X Games and just having a good time. Bye!
So the goofy footer had himself a 2014, really sneaky good when you consider what he did at the Olympics, getting a silver medal, double bronze last year at X Games, and right now he's in the top spot.
Ståle Sandberg spends more time on the snowboard than any other human I know. There's a reason he has such different creative grabs, because he works on them so much. I don't know what else Ståle Sandberg can do to this run, though. He has his 2 1440s. Oh, let's add a cab 450 onto it.
Oh my
That's what he's going to do. That's a very veteran move. Clean up the rails. Keep the jumps the same.
And you know what this tells me, Craig, is we'll take another look. Tell us what went wrong here.
Switch overlip 450. So he takes off his toes, switch stance, spins another 360 onto that 270. Which he did earlier, but just goes way too far. Tags the inside of that rail.
Right.
That's unfortunate.
You know what this tells me, Craig? You say X Games veteran, contest vet. He knows he's got a 95. That's nice, but he's got to step it up. He can't just come back with another run because Sven Thorgren's there. Mark McMorris is there. Sebastian Toutant is there. He cannot afford to take a run off. So now dropping in, Mark McMorris, our top-ranked qualifier, didn't have the run one that he was looking for, fell on that last hit. But Craig, you say, little brother, that run, even if he executes it perfectly, may not be enough to take the top spot.
I don't think it will be, just simply because of the fact that he's grabbing mute most of the runs through. You know, Ståle switched it up, grabbed Indy on that back triple. Mark not doing that. Mark does have a bit of a more technical rail run than Ståle Sandberg. Watch this overlip backside 270. One of the toughest rail tricks in the game. 270ing out. Mark McMorris needs a lot here. Cab 12 on that rail guard. Coming to this first rail, or first feature, switch backside 1260 from Mark McMorris. Bit of a hand down, regain some speed though. Frontside 1080 double cork, setting up for the money booter.
Oh!
Backside triple cork, 1440. Salute to the crowd. Mark McMorris puts down his first full pull.
Like a real-life video game, Mark McMorris makes it look so easy there on the money booter. That's the type of run we've been accustomed to seeing from McMorris.
Let's take a look at this west wall feature. Back to over the bar. That is so difficult. Let's take a look at the deposit. This is that switch backside 1260. This is a new one for Mark. But putting it right at the top of his run. And here's the down payment. Frontside 1080 double cork. This is where Ståle trumps Mark. Ståle Sandberg with the 1440, Mark with the 1080. And here's the money booter. Backside triple cork 1440. Don't get me wrong. Performed exquisitely. but we've seen Mark McMorris do that backside triple cork 1440 with a mute grab. 3 years in a row now. Ståle Sandbæk switching it up with the Indy.
And the fans loved it, including a family member. It's as if you taught him everything he knows.
We both got the salutes on lock.
So his run two score, a 96. Mark McMorris takes over the top spot.
I don't know about that.
You're going to argue with your own brother taking the top spot, Craig?
I'm unbiased. I'm a professional up here. That was a great run from Mark McMorris, but I don't know if I agree that's a 96. Ståle Sandbæk had 2 1440s. Mark had 1.
Sheesh, I knew there was some sibling rivalry between you two, but my goodness.
Hands up, hands up.
So a 96 for McMorris, out of this world. Let's go over to our head judge, Tom Zikas. Tom, what did you see out of Mark's run to give him the top spot?
Hey, so yeah, what we saw here, I mean, the first rail was probably the easiest, but still super good. Then hardway 270, cab 270 locking on at the top of the rail, so he killed the rail section, then switched back 12, front 10 double, back triple. Everything was flawless.
What about that frontside 1440 from Ståle Sandbæk over the middle jump? I know it's very tough. These runs are so close together. Where did that come into effect?
Yeah, we hear you there. I mean, that was definitely his best trick, and there was a little discussion about that, but what it came down to was the rail section.
Sounds about right. Thanks, Tom. So Mark McMorris jumping up into the top spot as we take a look. Mark McMorris off the money booter. Will he hold on to the top spot? We find out next.
X Games Aspen is brought to you by America's Navy.
And the action on the mountain. It's not just been the action on the mountain. We've had 3 full amazing days of concerts here in action. Still one more to come tonight with Wiz Khalifa. But this one was awesome. Thursday night, the original D-O-double-G Snoop kicked it off, the winter concert series. Caitlin Farrington on the social Twitter, I think she summed it up with one tweet. Best night ever. Truly amazing. What is also amazing, it's not just the action on the mountain where we're handing out 19 medals. There's actually another gold medal being handed out in the Major League Gaming Lounge. So check this out. How big is this? They're expecting well more than 200,000 people to be online watching these guys. It's Team LDLC and Ninjas in Pajamas. So how big is this? In Sweden, Team Nip is so big, McDonald's actually named a burger. It hasn't just been the amazing action on the mountain. Off the mountain, we've had 3 full days of pretty awesome music. In fact, kicking off our concert series Friday, the original D-O-double-G Snoop. Check out Caitlin Farrington. She was front and center for the show, and I honestly think she summed it up the best with one tweet. The best night ever. So much fun, amazing reaction in our social diary. So we've handed out, or we will hand out, 19 gold medals by the time X Games is over. You can actually add one to that because we're handing out one in this room. This is the Major League Gaming tent. This is huge. The gold medal match is about to start, and they're expecting well over 200,000 people to watch these two teams go at it head-to-head. In fact, how big is this? Team LDLC and Team NIP, Ninjas in Pajamas. They are so big in Sweden, they actually have a burger named after them at McDonald's. So while they go head-to-head for the gold medal, check this out. It's Lindsay Jacob Ellis going for 9 in women's Border X.
About 10 years ago.
Fourth and final day here in Aspen. So hard to say goodbye. There we see Johnny McGuire. So hard to say goodbye to those legendary sandwiches. Had roughly 46 meals there this week.
Great Sandies.
But we are in the midst of a legendary event here in the men's snowboard superpipe final. Ståle Sandbæk starting things off right.
Sitting in second place currently. I don't know if I agree with it. He had an incredible first run. Couple 1440s, 1260, good rails, but Mark McMorris having that tech rail game on lock, locking into that Cap 270. Here's that frontside 1080 double cork setting up for Mr. Mark McMorris' signature backside triple cork 1440. And there you see a look at the standings. Mr. McMorris sitting in first.
Yeah, as deep a field as we can remember here in a slopestyle final. McMorris with that 96 on the top spot. We're through 2 runs here in the final. Each guy getting a crack one more time on this course. There you see Mark on the back of the sled as he gets ready to try and grab gold. And if he does, Craig McMorris, it would be double gold for the second time in his career after taking a gold medal just a couple nights ago in Big Air.
That would make him the second snowboard athlete to ever win 2 gold medals in one X Games.
Nick Baden dropping in now. He's on the bottom in 8th, yet to get a clean run in. This is his 3rd and final attempt for the X Games rookie.
Cab 1 in, front 2 onto the east wall. A little bit of a bobble and a little bit of a bobble on that front side 270, coming off a little bit early. Nick Baden with that nose grab gap lip. I like watching it. Not the most technical rail we've seen, but that is tech. Backside double cork 1080, grabbing the tail of his snowboard. Don't see that too often. Here's that frontside 1260 double cork from Nick Baden. He fell on that the last one. Does he have enough juice for a Cab 7? Probably not what he was expecting to try, but that frontside 1260 took a little bit of mile per hour off that run.
And again, if you're just joining us, Baden, the X Games rookie, wasn't even supposed to be here, but he was the first alternate replacing Petu Piroinen, who's out with a back injury. So really cool to see the 17-year-old, by the way, Baden, out here competing in his very first X Games final. His score coming in at a 40.33, so he will stay in 8th place. Dropping in next, though, Emil Ulsletten, who sits in 7th. He's got a 35.33 and then a high of 47.33 on his second run.
Ulsletten went for that frontside 1440 off the toes on his second run of 3, but this is his 3rd run. Hopefully we see that again. He just ran out of real estate that time, if he can slow it down. But that trick is so tough to slow down because you pop so much harder than a regular backside or frontside spin. Switch back into the east wall. Very technical way to start off the run. The judges are going to like that for sure. I know I did. There's that switch board slide. He was 270ing out of that. I don't know if he's going to have to scramble here. Started things off with a frontside 1260 off his toes. So comfortable spinning that way. There's a cab 10 double. Really looks like he was just making it up as he goes, which is very, very tough to do.
Improving in the air isn't for everyone. So a tough run for Sletton there, who will stay in 7th place as we await his score. Join us on NFL Countdown as we get you ready for the 2015 Pro Bowl, where the best players in the league go head-to-head. We break down Team Irvin and Team Carter battling it out for bragging rights tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. So Sletton's score coming in at a 29.33. So as we said, he will stay in 7th, but dropping in next, currently in bronze medal position, Sven Thorgren. He's never made an X Games podium before. Will today be the day?
If he can maintain that 3rd place position, he will be the first ever Swedish male athlete to win an X Games medal, so he could make history.
No pressure there, Sven.
Little backside 270, 270 out on the rail garden, very tech. That's a high-speed rail feature. And there's that signature cab 1260 roast beef switchtail, putting his own flavor on it, and their front 10 double going a little too far.
And it's a shame because Thorgren made good on his first attempt. He had that 92, and I think we both said to ourselves, whoa, heavy. All these names in this lineup, and it's going to be Sven Thorgren throwing down the dagger, but unable to match that, and he will stay in 3rd place, at least temporarily. But nonetheless, a good showing for Sven.
I can go? Oh.
There we see Sage Kotzenberg. His best score came on run number 1, an 83.33. He sits in 5th place. He's podiumed here before. He is your defending Olympic gold medalist. If he wants to jump into podium position, now is his chance on a 3rd and final run.
Sage Kotzenberg, the most unconventional approach at the course. Hand drag wall ride, I love that. Something fresh, mixing it up. We saw him in his 2nd run switch up his jumps a little bit, try to do that off the heels or alley-oop backside 1260 off the money booter. Went too far, didn't land that. Going to be interesting to see if he's going to keep it the same as his 2nd run or revert to his 1st run. But he's coming in goofy, so that front side 1260 off the toes, losing a little bit of speed though. Hangs onto that cap 1260 double cork, grabbing Japan, putting that thing against the back, and here's the backside 1260, or 900 rather, off the heels.
And he sticks it.
That was deep. And then he, oh, a little Euro card. That's very, very nice.
We talk about the style with Sage Kotzenberg, don't we? On full display there on his 3rd and final run. Craig McMorris, I'm curious, what do you think of that?
I like the way he switches it up. Here's that frontside 1260 off the toes. Puts his hand down, loses a little bit of speed. I didn't think he was going to be able to do the Cat 12, but he proved me wrong. Cat 12 Japan, bolts. Now here's where he spins off the heels. Watch how he alley-oops backside 900. We saw him in the big air do a backside 1260 off the heels. Keeping it to 900 there.
So Kotzenberg's final score coming in a 67.66, and Kotzenberg will be unable to get on the podium, as his best score was this first score, but still not enough. And that means the Olympic gold medalists that were all out here at X Games are unable to claim a gold in Aspen.
That just really speaks to the X Games. The field of the talent pool is just so much deeper.
So many of these athletes say to win a gold on this stage is the highest level possible, and you're seeing that on display. And there you see Sebastian Toutant, fresh off that 87.33 that, Craig, you thought might have been a little underscored.
I believe it was underscored due to that. Backside, double backside rodeo 1080, switching up the grabs in the middle of your run, and then a perfect backside 1440 to the bottom, stomped with a very tech rail game that we know Sebastian Toutant can bring. I thought it should get a little bit more, but that's maybe why I'm not a judge.
Well, we'll see if he can best that run, too. He's going to need it if he wants to get on the podium and perhaps even win this thing outright. We know he's got the bag of tricks. We know he has the consistency. Can he put it down on his final run?
Dropping in switch stance. Watch for that cap 270. I love the way he brings it back. front blunt same way. So that was by far the least technical of his rail tricks. But that backside 270 makes up for it, in my opinion. Keeping it the same as the second run, frontside 1080, double cork. Watch this double backside. Oh no, switching it up on me. Backside 1440 over the middle jump.
What could have been, Craig?
I believe he would have done backside 1440 on the middle jump and then double backside rodeo 1260 off the money booter, hopefully cashing a check in some way there.
So a tough one for Toutant, who will stay off of the podium. What goes wrong here, Craig?
Backside 1440, 4 full rotations over the middle jump. Drifted a little bit to the left and lands on the heels, unable to hit the money booter.
So we await his score. It comes out at a 35, so he stays in 4th place. And now finally making his last run of the day, Torstein Horgmo. He's the last guy who can crash the podium. We know he has the talent to do it. Can he put it all out here on the line in his final try?
Could this be Torstein Horgmo's first ever slopestyle medal? I know it sounds crazy, but he doesn't have
it. Sounds foreign coming out. He's been so successful in big air, but yet never medaling in this event.
Switchback 3 onto that shipping container on the east wall. So difficult. Torstein Horgmo, captain of board control. Switchback to 2-0 coming off the end of the rail. First jump, switch stance. Cab 1080 double cork. Will he switch it up? Switch backside 1260 off the second jump. That was very clean.
Here we go for the money booter.
Backside triple cork 1440, grabbing Indy. That was the first triple we've seen from Torstein Horgmo. Saving it for the money booter, puts it down, but not clean.
Well, you can't fault Torstein for not trying to send it when it mattered most. Let's look again on that third and final jump where it goes wrong.
Torstein Horgmo, unfortunately, not getting enough pop. You saw Ståle Sandbeck and Mark McMorris explode off the takeoff. Torstein Horgmo just missing the snap a little bit, and that causes him to get not that much air. And when you're spinning 4 times, flipping 3 other ones, you need a lot of air time.
So Torstein Horgmo unable to land for the 3rd consecutive run, so he will stay in 6th place. So what that does guarantee is his score comes in at a 57. Our podium is set. Sven Thorgren is our bronze medalist no matter what. But we do have to settle that thing called a gold. And there we see Ståle Sandbeck. He's sitting in second, a full point behind Mark McMorris. He had a 95. McMorris had a 96. Let's look at the runs side by side.
Mark McMorris, switchback 12, Ståle Sandbeck, cap 12. Okay, Mark's up by 1. Ståle Sandbeck, frontside 1440 flat. Mark McMorris, front 10 double. Ståle's trumps Mark 9 times out of 10. Now here's the money booter. They both do backside triple cork 1440s. Ståle grabs Indy. Mark grabs mute. Ståle Sandbeck wins, in my opinion.
Well, it's McMorris that's holding on to the top spot, but it really all comes down to this, the gold medal. Right now, McMorris is in that position. Ståle Sandbeck on his 3rd and final run. He sits in silver medal position, but Ståle did not come here for silver. He wants that gold. Here's his last chance.
All Ståle Sandbeck has to do, land the jumps, clean up the rails. They don't write it any better. There's so much drama here.
It all comes down to this.
Very technical. Back one in this next rail feature, switch lip 270 out. Reverting to that cab over 2 as opposed to the 450, which he tried in the second run. So toning it down a little bit. Looks like he will keep the jumps the same. Cab 12. Perfect. Frontside 1440 goes down, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen.
With that fall, that guarantees that Mark McMorris back with a gold medal here in snowboard slopestyle. It will be a double gold medal after winning gold in big air. Wow, what a finish.
second snowboarder in history to win a double gold at a winter event. Sean's done it 3 times. Mark McMorris has done it twice now.
Sean White has done it 3 times, and Mark McMorris is entering that territory. Unbelievable. Ståle Sandbäck, so he gets scored in at a 34.66. This is nothing more than a victory lap for Mark McMorris.
Yeah, boy.
Incredible finish.
So psyched.
Well, now the question is he going to do a victory lap? I remember when Mark run 2 years ago, he had a victory lap, but he went all in on that. What is he going to bring to the table this time?
And Craig, this is the second time we get to do this after Big Air. Big brother getting to watch little brother win a gold medal. What a proud moment for the McMorris family.
Now, the judges said that Mark's rails were more technical. I agree with that. What I don't agree with is just the overall impression of Ståle's run compared to Mark's run.
Craig, I got some great news. Mark McMorris is trending.
Mark McMorris trending on Twitter. The social media king just has grown his empire.
And this is a reason why. A glory run for our gold medalist, Mark McMorris.
Beautiful method off the last jump, and oh, Canada, 6 golds in a row. The Canadian Air Force controls the airspace here at Aspen.
Complete and utter dominance from our neighbors from up north. So it's Mark McMorris with the gold, Ståle Sandbäck with the silver, and Sven Thorgren with the bronze. Let's go down to Alyssa Roenick, who's with Mark.
I'm going to let Mark get his board off here. All right, Mark, congratulations for the second time in your career. 2 gold medals and 1 X Games. You know, we know so much with Big Air, and here you're so known for your jumps. How important was the top section for you today?
Oh, I think it actually made the difference, to be honest. With what I did on the first, second, and third rail, all the variations of the 270s, I think it made the difference. So I'm extremely happy and so blessed. This is so cool.
You know, your brother has said a couple times, of course, we have him commentating your runs, has said you look like you're riding with a chip on your shoulder. What do you have left to prove out here?
Oh, man, I just glad I'm staying with this curve. Everybody's riding so well, and to be honest, I was pretty nervous going into my second run, and if my run would be able to take down Ståle, and I think everybody just rode so cool, and it's awesome to have my brother calling my winning run. Are you kidding me? That's awesome.
And Mark, you know, you qualified first here and then win in Big Air. How much confidence did you have at the top of this course today?
Well, to be honest, my ankle was completely tweaked from Big Air and I was tired, but I just knew it has happened before with in 2012, so I knew it could happen again, and I'm just ecstatic right now, to be honest.
All right, Mark, congratulations. You have lots of time to celebrate and then rest. Guys, back up to you.
So Mark McMorris with his 4th gold medal, 8th medal overall. Craig, what an event.
Amazing event. That slopestyle finish was something for the ages.
And Mark back to where he's used to being, double gold once again. And there you see a final look at our podium. Ståle Sandbäck with the silver and Sven Thorgren with the bronze. But it's all McMorris all everywhere today as Mark reclaiming the gold after being away from it for a couple years.